How Bizarre is intended for mature, open-minded audiences only. If you are easily offended, we suggest you turn this wacky shit straight off.
Yeah, looks like we're the only ones here,
huh? They'll be here.
When are you going to New York?
Middle of May.
Okay.
About 4 weeks away. Yeah, I'm fucking excited, man. You gonna be there or something? What's going on?
No, I wish. As we talked about last time, the Ronster has yet to make certain life changes to make such a thing happen, but it's definitely it's a priority. Well, it's something I'm attempting. Can't possibly be a priority, but
you've done a lot of shit these last 10 years, man. I was thinking about it, like a lot of changes for Ronster, a lot of endeavors.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that funny, my 40s was just like a whole different life. Like I turned, when Leah and I got divorced, I was 40, 41.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then radar station, I started that right before we got divorced, but that was rocking and rolling. So that whole new life was happening. And then that went straight into just a completely different era for me in general.
I think that's the truest Ron I've ever known, though.
I think it's the truest Ron I've ever known. Yeah. It's hard to it's hard to, I liked my life before. It was a very simple, I was always busy and always productive, but it was a very simple and more secluded, more isolated life, which I liked. Before all these buildings got built out here my way, I would take my dogs out for a walk off the leash. They'd just run all over, chasing geese, running over the fields, and I would go out there and I'd walk and I'd have my little recorder. This is before I even had an iPhone, I think. I had my little handy dandy digital recorder for ideas for my comic book, which I was putting out at the time. And I was launching some magazines. I was doing some like one-off magazines. I don't know if you remember Spacemen and Robots. I did a, Spacemen and Robots, or The Creeps was the horror version of that. We had those for sale when we all did Emerald City. But so I was rocking and rolling, and I was enjoying that stuff and getting out there and doing more things. Like the first time we did, I had a booth for Emerald City Comic Con. Was nuts. I know you guys were there. Were you part of that first year? Because we all had a booth the second time.
We had a Space Pod booth at one point. I think you had a separate thing for this. Is that true? I can't remember, man. We've been doing this a long time.
It feels like we did. I think that we all sort of crowded around my comic book table. Like I think it was under Boron Comics back then.
That's probably what it was, I believe, too. I think we just
toilet
rode the old coattails.
Yeah, that first time. But the second time, we're like, we all got to do this for the podcast. And then we had a Tales from the Space Pod table.
A lot of your settings don't sound right, buddy.
Yeah, you sound like you're coming from the laptop mic or something.
I got the limiter on. Maybe the compressor. It's just a little too tight.
Time to turn the unlimiter on.
Yeah, unlimit them shits. Unlimit that godly voice. John Mark, you there?
That shit off right there. What do you think of that?
I think you might have to. No. I think you might have it set wrong. Check your in Discord. The little settings wheel. Go down and make sure that your input is not your default, but through whatever your good mic's going into.
It's there. It's going through my mixer.
That's weird. I'm here. You sound further away than John Mark does.
Yeah, you sound pretty.
You sound the best of us.
That's
John Mark.
Well, it sounds like you're coming through, like you're sitting in your chair, and there's like a mic from like a piece of tech that's like 3 feet away from you, picking up your voice.
Yeah, it's sort of something like this.
Yeah.
Instead of this, rock and roll.
Is that better?
Instead of this.
No, you sound. It doesn't sound like your normal mic. Like
it sounds like it's coming through. I believe that you got your settings right. But anyway, so yeah, I don't mean to imply that I didn't enjoy my life before my 40s, but I had a lot of fun in my 40s. I mean, a lot of that is still carrying on today. Started a burlesque troupe, started an art gallery, and ran a bar for a few years, and started a magazine, an ongoing magazine, which has become the biggest part of my life. But yeah, it is wild to think that all got going in my 40s. And I know a lot of people who are parents and their kids are going to be like out of, like right now they don't feel terribly free. It seems like life's got them sort of stuck and trapped in some degree. Not that they aren't happy to be parents, but I see most of them and I'm like doing the math and it was like most of the parents that I know, their kids will be out of the house while the adults are still in their 40s. And it was like, man, that is so much youthfulness and energy if all goes according to plan, but anywho. Oh, now we got an echo.
Echo.
Yes.
Does that help? Is that better?
Well, you sound better, but now we got that echo.
Well, is it gone or is it? We don't get the echo usually very long. It goes away.
Test.
Yes.
Checkity check. This is exactly what happened last time we recorded.
Well, I can't hear it, so.
I know. It's so...
No, it's on your end. There is a noise or an echo cancellation.
You sound like a game show announcer, Ron.
Game show from hell.
Testing. Speaking of time and, head trip sort of things, we had Matt Cameron from Soundgarden and Pearl Jam play the pack.
What a great interview, man. That was fun to listen to.
Last weekend.
So for those that don't know, he was the drummer for Pearl Jam for a while?
Well,
for a long time? Am I wrong?
For a long, long time. But he was the drummer for Soundgarden. He wasn't actually the original drummer. I think Chris Cornell might have actually technically been the original Soundgarden drummer, but they had when they really first got rocking and rolling, Soundgarden's drummer was Scott Sundquist. And he even did some of those early Sub Pop recordings that I think like the Fop EP, before they did their first album. But Matt Cameron joined them shortly after. And he was a transplant from, I think, San Diego, if I remember right. And so he moved here and he played in Bam Bam, which is kind of a locally known band, but not one that most people know. And then he went to Soundgarden. And, of course, Soundgarden went on to be huge. And I think it was around 2007, Soundgarden broke up. They were starting to have some problems. There was a lot of addiction and a lot of infighting that was starting to happen. So they called it quits. And like right after that, Eddie Vedder reached out to Cameron to see, I can only imagine the phone call being like, I'm going hungry for drummers. And he's like, well, Pearl Jam had gone through a few drummers at that point. The last one they had at that time was Jack Irons, who was the original Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer. He had to quit for some sort of personal reasons and, family life or whatever. And so they were left without a drummer, and Matt Cameron was like, well, I don't have a band now, so he joined. That was 1998. And Cameron just quit from Pearl Jam late last year. So almost 30 years he was the drummer for Pearl Jam. And that kind of came up when we were talking. I was like, God, I knew he was in that band for a long time. I had no idea. He was by far their longest drummer. But anyway, it was awesome to talk to him for the Comet. He gave me like a good 40 minutes. I feel like he would have talked to me longer if I wanted to, but I didn't want to push it. But yeah, I sent you guys I
listened to the whole thing. It was cool.
The recorded version, because it played out like a podcast. It's always hard to trim that down to 4 pages, whatever I gave it in the magazine. But super fucking interesting to have a conversation with that. And I could tell that he was maybe a little surprised that the dude running the arts paper in Wenatchee, Washington knew so much about, you could tell that I wasn't just like researching up on some stuff, which I was, but I've been basically researching for that article my whole life. Like going all the way back, I was able to tell him the first time I got a tape of Soundgarden. I told him that it was a pirated copy, which we didn't even use that word back then. He's just like, yeah, you want to tape that for me? And he was like, hey, man, that's how we did it back then. Super cool guy. But then he played in town, and he's doing a show. He quit Pearl Jam because there's some mystery to it. Like, he's made it clear that there's no animosity. And a lot of people are like, oh, maybe he just wants a break. I mean, the dude's been touring his whole fucking life. And Pearl Jam and Soundgarden were huge bands that were constantly on tour. So you can imagine how at some point, I mean, he's 63 now, I think. He's over 60. At some point, he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to chill at home for a while.
Yeah, totally.
He's probably got a whole, a pretty decent bank account after being, because he's got some songwriting credits on Soundgarden and Pearl Jam albums and Temple of the Dog. We got to talk Temple of the Dog, which was great too. And I didn't even realize it until he pointed out in the article that really was the first time we heard Eddie Vedder. I'm going hungry. And it's funny because Vedder is so closely associated with Temple of the Dog, but that's the only song he sang on. The rest of the album is all Cornell. I mean, he might have sung backup here and there, but that's the only song, as far as I know, that he actually sang on. But that was the first time we heard Eddie Vedder, because that Temple of the Dog was 1990. Pearl Jam, their debut album came out in 91. So just looking back on that timeline, it's like, man, it's wild to remember that, because Temple of the Dog, in my memory, I discovered it after I already knew Soundgarden and Pearl Jam, but not long after it. And then I think the world caught up to it a little bit because, these guys are huge now. Soundgarden was blowing up already at that point, but Pearl Jam were nobodies. Like, nobody even knew that band. They were the remnants of Mother Love Bone, which was blowing up.
I was going to say Mother Love Bone was kind of one of those key bands too.
Oh, they were huge, yeah. And Lyle, did you listen to that article or interview at all?
I think I started, and then some came up.
Sleep.
I can't remember if I ever finished it.
That's okay. We did talk about Mother Love Bone and Andrew and his other band, Malfunction. Pre-Mother Love Bone.
Yeah, because like early Pearl Jam, that was basically Mother Love Bone with Eddie Vedder, the vocals. Right?
It was Jeff Ament and Stone Gossard from Mother Love Bone. And I don't remember, I think Matt Cameron actually did some demos for Pearl Jam back in that day before they had an actual drummer. And then I'm not sure where Mike McCready came along, but it was before 10, obviously. So it was two key members from Mother Love Bone. And but obviously went on to be massively important in how the Seattle scene unfolded. But anyway,
because the Temple of the Dog was a tribute to the lead singer of Mother Love Bone. Yeah,
and Chris Cornell lived with Andrew Wood. They were like besties. So when he died, the Mother Love Bone or the Temple of the Dog tribute basically came together almost immediately after that. It was Chris Cornell's way of coping with the death of his best friend.
Yeah, and it's such a good album too.
Oh my God. See, that's the thing, is like I went back and listened to that more than I went through old Soundgarden and stuff. It'd been a long time since I'd heard Temple of the Dog all the way through a few times. And I'm like, God damn, this album holds up. It's fucking incredible.
It's an all-night thing. I still love that song.
Yeah, or Call Me a Dog is the one that I kept getting hooked on.
So Say Hello to Heaven. That one was like my favorite song out of that whole album, was Say Hello to Heaven. That was such a heart-wrenching song.
Yeah. But so Matt left, and there's a couple things going on with that. In his spare time now, he is doing a tribute band to the Wipers. Portland punk band, the Wipers, are hugely influential, but another band that not enough people know. And so he's trying to spread the word of that with his band called Is This Real? That's what played here in Wenatchee. But when I asked him about the Soundgarden stuff, he kind of went, if you guys listen to it, you can kind of tell he was like, what, we're gonna, because I straight up asked him, I was like, you think your days of like long tours are over? And he's like, no, I don't actually, but there's gonna be, I'm just kind of like doing what I want when I want at this point. I was like, yeah, gotcha. But that didn't jump out at me until I re-listened to it and was like, oh, that's interesting. So I looked up a couple more recent interviews. I mean, they definitely talked about how there's going to be a Soundgarden final album using recordings that Cornell made before he died. Because Soundgarden, we kind of left that hanging, did get back together because we saw them, John, Mark, and Chris and I went and saw them, what was that, like 2010, 2011, maybe somewhere around then?
Was it with Queens of the Stone Age and
Meat Puppets and Mastodon?
No, Mastodon. Yeah.
Well,
God, that was fun.
It was like a mini fucking festival.
Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Fucking incredible show, and they played for like 2 hours. Like Soundgarden just sounded incredible that night. And you know, following Queens of the Stone Age and Mastodon, especially sonically, is a hard thing to do, I would imagine. But Soundgarden could do it, and they did it. But so Soundgarden did get back together, and they had been working on some material that they were on tour when, I think it was Soundgarden that was on tour when Chris died. He might have been solo touring. I don't think he was with Audioslave. I don't remember. But
I don't know. I know that Audioslave was still a thing.
So they're working on, there was some legal stuff with Cornell's widow, I guess, about the rights, but that all got cleared up. And so they're in the Hall of Fame now. That got Soundgarden back in the mix of things. And so there's all this hullabaloo about Soundgarden. And so I'm pretty sure that what he was not willing to full on say is that when they do finalize this new album, that they'll do some sort of tour, probably with, I would imagine, with like replacement singers, plural.
Well, I think didn't they just recently do that with like Taylor Momsen from the Pretty Reckless was one of the
singers?
They
did that for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was cool. She's got a great set of pipes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, who knows? Maybe they will go just pick one like that and go with her. I only recently heard that she was
Cindy
Lou Who from Dr. Seuss. I was like, that sounds like bullshit, but it's true. She was Cindy Lou Who, and then you can see it when you look at her up close. Yeah. Anyway,
I guess she just got bit by a spider in Mexico or something. Like fucked up her leg or something.
Yeah, venomous one.
Oh. Pretty reckless
while on tour with AC/DC, and then
shit.
2 years ago she was also touring with AC/DC and got bit by a bat on stage.
Wow. Well, third time's a charm. You just make sure you don't tour where there's a poisonous scorpion. I will end with the one thing, that meeting Matt in person was even cooler than talking to him on the phone. And they thought they were going to have the Is This Real records that they just printed up, because they did record some original stuff in time for the show, but they didn't. But Matt was kind enough to stick around after the show and, you know, meet people and do a little meet and greet autograph thing. Like 100 people lined up. I don't think we expected that much, but there was nothing for anyone to sign. So I just set up like a few stacks of comments. And so I figured like a few people would be like, oh, I want an autograph, and this is right here. And it had, you know, he was on the cover of that issue. Almost everybody in line grabbed one. Like it was just the thing. Like, I think they thought maybe he set them up with the Sharpie next to him. So, like, everyone just grabbed their comet and had him sign it and walked out. So he signed like 100 comets that night. I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of friends in Wenatchee, so he's been here before quite a few times. They never did play. There was always this rumor when I was growing up, oh, no, I saw Soundgarden play at the Lighthouse in, like, the early days. It was like, he confirmed that didn't happen. They did play Ellensburg, though, with Screaming Trees and Faith No More, and that was when Screaming Trees were signed on SST. That's basically what launched Soundgarden's career, because then they got signed on SST, and the rest is history.
Was it the time around, like, Epic?
Yeah, it's right before Epic came out. Mm-hmm.
Damn, that would have been fucking cool.
I know. I didn't know that. I knew they played with Screaming Trees, and they were on SST. I didn't know that Faith No More was just right over the hill from us, and pokey little Ellensburg, which is like 1/5 the size of Wenatchee, maybe not even that big, but important town.
That tiny? I didn't know
it's
that.
Pretty small.
It's pretty small.
Yeah,
it's just on their way to Seattle, or however you look at it.
But it's got a university.
Like 88, 89?
Probably late, early
87?
Earlier than that. I would say 85, 86 maybe. Because Screaming Trees were kids. If you go back and look at them in the record sleeves, those first few records.
Because, I mean,
they looked like teenagers.
Epic came out in, like, what, 88, 89?
89 or 90, I would say. That's a good question. Probably. It must have been the 80s. I was thinking 1990, but
Ultimate
88 sounds right.
Mega OK was like the first Soundgarden album.
That was the first full length, yeah. I almost took that to have him sign it, but instead I took my copy of the Geddy Lee solo album that he drummed for. Officially it came out. Oh, Epic is the song. Real Thing came out in 89. Epic was released in 90. Yep. Oh, crazy. Did you guys know that Courtney Love was the first singer for Faith No More?
What?
Yeah. If not the very first, she was one of the first ones when they were really like getting rock and roll.
Man, that feels weird. I have a either this week or next week, y'all get a Courtney Love adjacent photo, a whole question actually in weird trivia.
Excellent.
A whole
Looking forward to that. Speaking of, we better get moving on. There's lots of stories to get caught up on. Did you guys follow any of the Artemis space launch?
That's great. Watched it launch, watched it land. Felt really cool.
It was cool.
I gotta watch some of the videos. The videos were pretty cool.
Yeah, incredible fucking footage and incredible photography of the moon. But it's so wild to watch in real time. So many people just being like, nope, bullshit, fake news. And look,
crazy. Yeah.
I remember back in the day, like when we first started this podcast, we talked a lot about moon conspiracy theories and conspiracy theories in general. And I think maybe at that time, I might have been of the mindset that I remember a time thinking, oh, there's no way we went, because there was so much compelling evidence. And I was, definitely guilty of chasing the dragon, like a lot of conspiracy theorists. In other words, following the things that sort of bolster that opinion and avoiding things that poo-poo it and spoil all your fun. But I still think there's a lot of weirdness to the moon landings. But in terms of like recent years, evidence of our previous trips, we have tons of footage and photographs of evidence that we went to the moon. Like you can see the old equipment. You can see the tracks from the little moon rover that drove all over the place. Now,
and there was a picture. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's a picture that is of a family members of back in like 1960, whatever we went. That he put in a shrink wrap thing and left it there, and they were able to take a picture of it as it was still wrapped in that plastic it was still on the moon.
Oh, I haven't heard that. But the thing is, people would be like, well, of course, NASA is going to fake photos of that. But there are other countries that have sent their own, flybys, taking high-def pictures and satellite imagery of the moon. Their stuff shows the exact same stuff, the exact same equipment in the exact same spots, the same rover tracks. That was a big... For me, that was a big breakthrough in terms of like, oh, okay, well, there it is. There's evidence. For a long time, we didn't really have that consistent evidence, but there's no way that all these... First of all, some of these countries don't actually like us. Like China doesn't really like us, but their moon photography shows evidence that we were there. Why would they fake it? I understand why we would have faked it in the Cold War. I understand why NASA would fake it to get the funding and once you make a big lie like that, you can't really come clean about it. So it would be an ongoing lie. I understand that, but none of these they would, on the contrary, they would love nothing more than to be like, aha, you cheating bitches. You know what I mean? Like they're never going to go along with this charade. But when people believe in this like sort of worldwide shadow government or some sort of connected cabal.
Also, people can't keep a fucking secret.
Yeah, that's always a big thing too. But then they'll point to a few astronauts or a few insiders that quote unquote whistle blew. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things. I would believe that either we went there and we saw some things that we weren't quite honest about. I feel that less now that we've got, again, all of these massive high def pictures and videos. But I would also believe that we went there and filmed some shit and it didn't turn out, or maybe it got fried in the Van Allen radiation on the way back, and they had to reshoot some things in order to have something more exciting to present. But I no longer think we didn't go to the moon right across the board. I still leave a little bit of room, but it's slight. I pretty much believe that we did go to the moon. I just believe that there are some weirdnesses involved that probably will never be cleared up. And I think that that has put sort of a monkey wrench in the whole thing. And it's understandable why so many people just call bullshit. But just like when we were talking about the COVID vaccine, or when we're talking about any conspiracy theory, you know, when you have a whole bunch of experts clearly laying out evidence, and then a whole bunch of people who don't know jack fucking shit except how to set up a camera and start a YouTube channel saying, I don't think so. I wasn't born yesterday. Okay. It's never going to...
Sure the earth is flat.
It's never going to be a fair fight, ironically. And it's always going to be less fair for the experts, because anybody can become a skeptic. Anybody can become an accuser. Not everybody can become an expert. Not everybody can become a scientist, or will go through any of those steps. But it was wild to see all that happening in real time. And I'm like, man, it's just, I keep thinking about this thing where you like, imagine going your whole life, however you get to space, however you got your ass on a rocket and up into space, you know, beyond the outer edges of the sky, and then coming back down, like the tourism, the space tourism that we've seen. Katy Perry, you know, passing the Katy Perry field. However you got there, you had to go through some steps. It was probably a lifelong dream, and you are in this incredible position, a very unique and rare position, because even though it wasn't super exciting because they didn't land on the moon, this was the first time we even went this close to the moon since the 70s, and this was the farthest that human beings have ever gone away from Earth. Because of this trajectory was a different trajectory than the Apollo missions took. And it didn't go crazy far, but it went further than we've ever gone before. Like, this was a record-setting, important mission, and it was, I think, enjoyable to watch. It was
pretty oblong, wasn't it? Pretty odd, kind of like an egg.
Yeah, well, they did the old whip around the moon and get into its trajectory. It was wild, but I saw some people, this is unconnected to Artemis, but I don't, maybe I knew about this and I forgot about it. I feel like I must have known to some degree because I'm a big ham radio nerd. But you know, people can contact the space station and sometimes the astronauts if they have a radio and a radio operator on board. But people were doing this thing, again, just sort of timed with, but unconnected to the Artemis mission, what's called moon bouncing. And I don't know what frequencies you can do it on. Maybe you can do it on several frequencies. It's just enough to actually be able to, some sort of frequency range in the ham spectrum that gets past all the radiation in the ionosphere, enough to go through up to the moon. And you can actually bounce your own signal. You have to aim your antenna and get all the settings right. And the moon has to be just right. So you can't just go doing this any old time, but if you know what you're doing and you plan it right, you can literally bounce your own transmission off the moon. All that means is you are sending a signal directly to the moon. It's slightly delayed because sound is delayed just by a few seconds. So you can say, hello moon, and then hello moon, hello moon. Just a few seconds, you'll hear your own voice bounced back.
Is that real? I've never heard of this. Wow.
I don't think I ever heard of it either, but it is 100% real.
It kind of makes sense. I mean,
maybe I can find it.
What was it? The Twilight Zone thing where they would have a signal that is produced through space, but like it just kind of like it's timely. You know, it's almost.
Oh, you might be thinking of the beginning of Contact.
Yes.
Where it starts with like modern, like, hey, you're listening to KOFM 180.9 rock and roll, and it's like it goes further and further from Earth, and then it goes all the way out, and you start to hear like, probably like episodes of Twilight Zone, and then like old timey radio and the Lucille Ball show, and then old baseball games, and then just. That is one of the coolest. I know we've talked about it many times on the old show. It's probably been a while, but that is one of the coolest movie openings, because it does show that's how it works. Like those radio waves do continue, and then they go into as far as they can go. And then if you could travel past those radio waves through time, essentially, you would catch up to the past, which is fucking crazy, theoretically anyway. Earth, so it's called EME communication. Now, a lot of times this is used to actually bounce a signal off of the moon to another place. Just like with shortwave and skip and all that stuff, it'll go up on the ionosphere and come back. But that's less plannable. If you have a moon in your exact target and you can aim your transmission to it. Let me see if I can find a little clip here. Moon echo. And so for some reason, a lot of people are getting their minds blown about this and they're trying to go do it themselves. Moon bounce. Ham. Things that make you go ham. Oh, let's try this one.
I got it right here. Moon bounce in the backyard with NC1I. He gave me a minus 27 on my...
Oh, that might be somebody else bouncing. There's one.
Of Alabama.
Wow.
So high. Up in the sky.
So you can just sit there and basically have a conversation with the moon. Yes, you're having a conversation with yourself, but I thought that was super fucking cool. And it was fun to see a bunch of people try it, and almost none of them were successful because it's not as easy as just talking to the moon. You have to know how to aim your signal and be on the right frequency at the right time. And true radio is
how fast it is.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
It's so far away.
That depends on the frequency and the propagation as well. So, anywho, where are we at time-wise? Maybe one more. There was something else I wanted to say about the... Oh, do you see that they, when they were on the quote-unquote dark side of the moon, of course there is no dark side of the moon, but at that time it was actually dark because the sun was on the other side. But the far side of the moon, they saw a whole bunch of flashes. Do you see that?
Mm-mm.
Just like light flashes on the surface of the moon.
Did they know what it was?
Well, they're looking into it. The biggest theory is it's just meteorites hitting it. I mean, the moon is pockmarked, and it's estimated that the moon itself saves us from who knows how many meteorite hits. I wonder how many meteorites hit Earth. I'm sure we've looked this up in the past.
There is a few.
Most just burn up in the atmosphere, though, right?
They do, but they do get through. Right up here above where I live is the Waterville Plateau, and that's one of the most active places in the entire world for meteorites.
Crazy.
Really?
Before we move on from space stuff,
I
can't remember if we touched on this last podcast, but I've gotten completely swept up in this Project Hail Mary movie and book. Oh my God. The movie was so good, and I'm almost done with the book now. And have any of you seen it or read it?
I read the book. Well, I did the audio book. I haven't been able to see the movie yet, but I loved it.
I was going to go see it today, but the person that I wanted to go with said that they couldn't make it, so I wasn't able to do it.
Was it the moon, John Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you go with me? Can you go with me? Why do you mock me so? Why do you mock me so? Damn it.
No, I really want to see it, though.
Oh, it's so good. And the book is
so good. Did you read the book after the movie?
Yeah, and I did the audiobook as well. And the audiobook is real good. The guy that reads it's real fun.
Well, I love without getting into spoily doilies, and I don't think it's a spoiler at this point to just point out that there's if you've seen the more recent previews, they kind of worked their way toward more and more of a reveal of what at least a certain character that appears. There's an alien that appears. The big part of the book, I assume it's a big part of the movie, but it has a voice, even in a kooky kind of way. It has a voice, and I finally heard that voice, the movie version, in a recent preview. And I got to say, I preferred what I heard in the audiobook.
Yeah, it will be different. Do you know the story behind the guy that voices the creature in the movie?
No.
they had hired someone to do it, but on set they had a puppeteer, like a team of puppeteers working the creature. It's all very practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
No green screens the whole movie.
That.
No green screens the entire movie. They do it in really practical ways,
What?
and the main guy that was the puppeteer would just start riffing with Ryan Gosling and Grace, and they got so good at it, they were just like, "That's his voice. That's his voice."
Well,
so it's the puppeteer actually that got
I like
the job.
that. I like that, knowing that he's actually the one doing it.
Yeah, I will say this.
But do you see what I mean? Like, I think that the guy in the audiobook did such a great job, and it was such a, it was more cartoony, but I liked it.
Yeah, I think I did it in the right way, with movie first, then book, because it is better. The book is better, but the movie is good, and
Was there major changes again without saying what they were?
So I'm still at the very end of the book right now.
Oh.
So I don't know I think there may be a major change at the end from a spoiler I've read.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that they hit everything that's important to the book, and they do it almost page for page, like with the cadence of it. So it's just, you get more of it in the book, like more science, more about with the, that's all I'll say. But very good.
This is a discussion that some people have been having on an internet forum that I frequent about whether if you're going to go see a movie that has a book, if you should read the book first or see the movie first. And a lot of people were saying, well, usually the book is better, and the movie, like, it has to leave some stuff out or change some stuff or whatever. So you should see the movie first and then read the book, right? Because
you would think that would be universal, but it's not. I think sometimes the problem
also in science fiction is that if you see a film first and you read the book, then the designs of the ships and the aliens and whatnot from the movie are going to color your interpretation of what your mind might have conjured from reading the book, right?
This is true, yeah.
Which isn't always a bad thing,
right?
Like sometimes I actually like to have, like, I had Ryan Gosling in my head the whole time. I did. I was way off on what I thought Rocky looked like, but well, not way off. I mean, they described him.
I think they made him look a little less spider-like in the movie and more like a rock.
I think they show him now in the previews, don't they?
Yeah. Well, in the book, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, the book basically makes him sound like a giant spider.
Like a stony
which
spider.
Which he was, but I think the stony thing was an interesting and smart design decision, because how do you because arachnophobia is so like, people don't care if it's a cartoony spider, they don't care if it's realistic, or even robot-y spiders will creep people out. But I think this is probably the best you could have done without repelling 60% of the population.
Yeah, let me know when you guys have seen the flick. I'd be curious for your thoughts.
Yeah, but that is an interesting discussion. Is like, should you see the book? It's an individual thing from, I think, one story to the next. Obviously, I personally think if you read Stanley Kubrick's The Shining before seeing, or read Stephen King's The Shining before you saw Stanley Kubrick's movie, that might not work. But
I guess so. Yeah,
it definitely would work the other way, and you see, okay, I see what they're building off of.
I guess it's
because that's how I did it. But I don't know. I tried a few times to go see that movie, just hasn't worked out. I feel like at this point I'll probably just end up streaming it. Because it's been out for a little while, and probably got a few more weeks before it's streaming.
It's returning to IMAX, so they're going to it's going to be a little bit longer before it comes to a stream.
I like that because I want to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the book. I actually interrupted Count of Monte Cristo because I wanted to see the movie, but I wanted to get through the book of Project Hail Mary before I saw it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. By the way, going back to the meteorites, this is wild. This would be a good tiebreaker question. How many, let's just go around the horn, take a guess, approximately how many meteorites land on Earth every year?
It's tough. This could be such a vast number.
This is what you do to us every tiebreaker. You don't want to sound stupid.
How many miles to the moon again? No, I'm gonna go. I'll say 2 million. I don't know. I'm putting a nice big
2 million. Okay. John Mark.
50,000.
And Lyle.
Yeah. See, I already found out. I found out that this question already came up and it was actually answered. I was watching YouTube, and it's actually happens like quite a few times daily.
Well, yeah, but how many do you think a month or a year?
Month.
Sorry.
I think okay.
In a month, I would say
a year.
If it's they were talking like maybe 10 or so daily. So 10 times fucking 30.
Well, according to my calculation. Well, it's not my calculation. It's fucking Google. It is 17 to 84,000. So John Mark was right in there.
Monthly.
No, annually. Of course. Sorry, I kind of clouded all that. But wild, yeah. Well, never heard someone guess so far off as Christopher F. Hart on that one.
I'm a scientist.
I'm going to go grab a quick whiskey refill, and then we'll go right into weird triv so we can get on episode deuce.
My mic still sound like shit.
Yeah, buddy.
It's Weird Trivia with Christopher F. Hart. A man from Florida who thinks square shit in nature. Don't get me started on the goddamn brown hair. It's Weird Trivia that might get Christopher fired.
And there it was, me hitting.
Never get up, and it's good. It's the first time every time.
It is like the first time every time.
Take a little sip of my beer I opened up. I don't often have beer at home, but
What kind are you drinking?
I'm drinking way too much whiskey.
Elysian Space Dust.
Yes.
It's a good crowd-pleasing IPA. Actually, maybe not so crowd-pleasing. It's popular, but it's pretty hoppy, which is how I like it. But it is maybe hoppier than others.
All right, guys. Let's start this round of weird trivia off talking about a little Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
Warner Brothers has announced a sequel to this movie. And at 79 motherfucking years old, Sly and the main cast are going to reprise their roles allegedly. What movie are we getting a sequel to? It's been greenlit. I think they're tiring people to directing at this point, pre-production. May not happen, but I think it's going to happen. What's the movie? Is it A, Cliffhanger?
Oh, that'd be good.
Well, okay. That wouldn't be too hard for an old man to do.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. Yeah. Would it be B? All these movies would be fucking great. Well, except for maybe one. Is it B, Tango and Cash?
That'd be even easier for Tango and Cash is underrated. No one talks about that enough.
Good. It's such a good movie.
It is good.
I mean, I haven't seen it
from what I remember.
Years.
I know we're both like, maybe.
Is it C, Demolition Man?
I don't think I ever saw that.
What? With Wesley Snipes, where they thaw him out in the future, and Taco Bell's like a fancy restaurant.
Oh, okay.
The three seashells.
I remember that. We've talked about the Taco Bell thing.
Oh. Or is it
Taco Bell's the fanciest restaurant, or is it the only restaurant?
I don't remember.
It's kind of like the only one.
I think it's the only restaurant. That is some serious product placement. In the future, we are the only. But they kind of make fun of it in the movie, don't they?
I can't remember.
Like
it's been
Taco Bell. Okay. Oh, that sounds so good, Taco Bell. Anyway, go ahead.
Or is it
free product placement?
Or is it D, motherfuckers? Shh. Stop, or my mom will shoot.
Oh, they couldn't. Mama's been dead for 40 years. Wasn't that the... Oh, no, I'm thinking of Throw Mama from a Train. Who was Mama?
No,
I think it was Estelle Getty.
Stop, my mom will shoot. Yeah, she definitely...
Yeah.
Definitely.
She definitely was.
Okay.
Not around anymore.
Oh, so, well, yeah, Estelle Getty's not around either.
Yeah. Monster. Cliffhanger, Tango and Cash, Demolition Man, or Stop, or my mom will shoot.
I got to go with what I think would... Man, I really hope it's Tango and Cash, but I feel like it's probably Cliffhanger. I'm gonna go with my heart though. Pairing up because I mean, fucking. Oh my God! Why am I spacing? Fucking the other guy.
Kurt Russell, wasn't it?
Kurt Russell. Like, why am I spacing his name? He's one of my favorite actors in all my favorite movies. Yeah, they both look good enough to do it. I'm gonna go with Tango and Cash. I think it's probably Cliffhanger, but I'm gonna go with Tango.
Interesting. John Mark.
Demolition Man might be interesting. I haven't seen that movie since probably it came out.
So bad.
But I mean, is Wesley Snipes in prison?
No,
for tax evasion?
He did. He was.
He's for a long time.
That was decades ago, though.
He was in the Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, he came out back as Blade for a minute. Spoiler.
But did he really come back? Oh, he's in new shit then. I haven't seen him in.
Well, he was in the.
It
Deadpool
seems. I don't know. That seems like a. And wasn't what's her face? Speed. What's her name?
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Right. She was in Demolition Man too. Like, is she still? Is she still doing stuff, or is she
totally? Yeah.
Well, she was in that big football movie. That was like 10, 15 years ago. But what has she been in after that?
Well, like she was in like The Blind Box or whatever about the blind bird movie.
That was 10 years ago too, right?
That was 10 years ago.
That was in COVID.
That was COVID times, which is almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was 6 years ago. God, we're old.
Shit.
It is wild that COVID is almost half a decade ago.
I'm going with Cliffhanger.
Fuck. I love that movie.
I'm looking up with
so
Wesley
much.
Snipes.
I went and saw it in the theater when I was like 12.
Prison Time.
Maybe younger. All right, Lyle from the Tin Can. What do you got, baby?
Oh, he was in prison for 3 years.
God damn it! Don't let her
go, you son of a bitch!
I'm going Cliffhanger.
Oh, God, it's so good. All right, good choices, guys.
What was the movie that? It must have been Ace Ventura, like one of the Ace Venturas, where it starts off, and they reenact the opening scenes where his wife falls to her death, but it's like
Hot Shots or Ace Ventura?
It's a raccoon.
Yeah, it was the Ace Ventura.
See the raccoon slowly falling. Cliffhanger raccoon. By the way, while I'm looking that up, Wesley Snipes went to prison for 3 fucking years. 2010 to 2013, but
I'm sure it humbled him too.
Cliffhanger raccoon. I feel like it was Ace Ventura 2. Yeah, Ace Ventura. It was
sequel. I don't want to get spoiled here.
It was the sequel. There's the. It's like yelling. I should go watch that as therapy for that motherfucking raccoon killing the chickens.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, question 2. Back in late January, our pal Kanye West took out an entire page in the Wall Street Journal apologizing for his anti-Semitic rants and promoting Nazi culture.
Yeah.
He of course had to lean back and blame his behavior on something. And he blamed these outbursts on
the Jews.
Hey, did you say? Don't spoil my fucking quiz.
Oh, sorry.
During this whole whole page he took on the Wall Street Journal, he eventually did fall back and blame his outbursts on a traumatic brain injury he suffered in the 2000s.
Oh man,
like.
No one knows better than me that I have done some weird fucking things based on this brain injury. Although never Sieg Heiled. never sold a line of shirts that were one design, and that was a swastika.
Totally. Times haven't been that tough.
Okay. TBIs are wild though.
B, he blamed it on forgetting to take his meds for 4 straight years.
That could work
as
too.
One does.
I forgot.
Is it C? He blamed his anti-Semitic rants and blamed his anti-Semitic rants and promoting Nazi culture on Kim Kardashian.
That'll do too. Crazy X.
Or he blamed it on D, the Jews.
Oh, sorry, I did steal your thunder. I don't know the answer to this, but I mean, the funniest. Well, is it funny? It is a type of funny if he apologized and then said, "But I couldn't. It couldn't be helped on account of the Jews doing all their Jewy stuff." Like that would be like a anti-Semitism or anti-Semitic apology. I got to go with that. The traumatic brain injury is interesting though. Wait, God, boy, there's something familiar now about
change it. You would change it.
I don't know. There's something familiar about the medication, but I can't remember. I feel like, but wasn't he anti-medication? Oh, it's hard to keep up with Kanye. I'm gonna stick with Jews. It's the least I can do because I didn't mean to.
There's a stinger right there. I'm gonna stick with Jews. All right, John Mark.
I think I'm gonna go with the brain injury excuse.
Tried and true.
Okay. I don't lean into it as much as I probably could.
That could be the Ron Herring.
I want to go with the thing because it's funny. But I'm going to go with
it's very Kanye.
He didn't take his meds for 2 years or 4 years.
Four straight years in a row.
Played the field here.
Yeah. He had that little compartment that had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but he just whoops.
If you're gonna have an excuse to do something fucking really bad,
correct.
Blame it on the drugs you're supposed to be taking.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it was much of an apology, one way or the other. I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Question 3. Hole bassist Melissa Auf der Moir, I may be saying that improperly.
I've never known how to do it.
Dropped a new memoir, and inside of it, she revealed that this famous musician was the first man to give her an orgasm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is juicy. So,
please be weird out.
First guy, probably on tour, I'm assuming, based on what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
Who was the first man to be able to give her an orgasm? Was it A, Dave Grohl?
I'm in here fighting your foo. I'm fighting the foo. Okay.
Was it B, Billy Corgan?
Oh, she was just on his podcast, wasn't she?
Maybe. Old friends.
Oh, is that what you just? No, you said that. Not about.
Was it C, Trent Reznor?
Oh, with his 9-inch nail. He gave her the old downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, don't stop now.
Is that what they're calling it now?
You do it until it's the fragile. All right, I'm done.
Really wanted to fuck him like an animal.
Too
or
rich.
Was it D, perhaps she had a foot fetish, as this man's toes are out of control? Steven Tyler.
I was going to say that.
I just choked on my whiskey. Oh, that's pain. Oh, boy. Steven fucking Tyler, no way in hell, you son of a bitch.
Don't knock until
May
you
as well have gone with Eddie Money. I miss Eddie Money.
Maybe dude looks like a lady, you know?
Dude does look like a gnarly toad lady. All right.
Again, who
Dave
was
Grohl.
first? Yeah, Dave Grohl, Billy Corgan, Trent Reznor, or Steven Tyler?
I did hear something about this, and there is something about Dave Grohl in my head, but I feel like this conversation might have come. Well, you said it came out of her book, but
memoir.
I'm pretty sure she was on Billy Corgan's podcast, but I may be confusing that with Courtney Love, who was definitely on Billy Corgan's podcast, which I don't know if you've seen any of that. It was interesting. Courtney has a very interesting demeanor around Billy Corgan. It's different than I've seen it. Like she's oddly, I won't say submissive, but she doesn't seem like her brash, like bold self as much as she usually does. It seemed like he wore the pants in that relationship, but I don't think that is common.
I'm sure you guys all know this, but I didn't know this till recently, but like she was dating him. And then
I knew that, yeah.
And then she fucked Kurt Cobain, and he was like, I don't want anything to do with you. And he like left her stranded or something in a city or something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember the details there, but I remember in that Kurt and Courtney documentary, Courtney's dad, who was a fucking weirdo, and it's hard to, I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt, but more than one person had, got into Kurt's head that Courtney was having an affair on Kurt with Billy Corgan, that he came after or during Kurt and Courtney's relationship. Anyway,
you going with Grohl?
I think I'm going with Grohl, but yeah, I think it's down between those two. Yeah.
Okay. John Mark.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Grohl as well.
There goes my hero. Watch her as she comes.
Lyle, Family Game?
I swear to God, dude, I was in my head when you said famous rock star. The first thing
Steven
that came
fucking
into my
Tyler.
mind, it was fucking Steven Tyler, dude.
Oh shit!
So
well, maybe you saw something we didn't.
But I swear I should have fucking said it because it would have just been priceless because I would have been ripping off the question. So I'm gonna go with it.
He's like, why don't you just lay back and see what these toes can do?
Right. You know,
they're basically down here fucking themselves. Wait till you see what they can do to you.
Tyler, he's a pimp.
If you guys don't know, if anyone's listening that hasn't been part of the 19 times, Steven Tyler's fugly ass. They're not even. It's not even fugly. They're like some ain't right there. That's like some sort of like.
Pull it up. Pull up Google right now.
Arthritic
mostly safe for
dish.
work.
Yeah,
dude, he's been banging the hot bitches since the '60s, dude. Think of that.
Well,
it's 2026, dude.
Yeah, but
it almost looks like the holes in Crocs. They're just like poking out at any which one that you could, like a mole.
I'm gonna look up what Steven Tyler looked like. It's hard for me to know.
Back when he was younger.
I know what he looked like when he was younger, but like to me, I can either see him as like a 22-year-old, like when Aerosmith was brand new. I can either see that Steven Tyler or the grandmother, the lesbian grandmother Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler, 19. Go ahead.
You need to treat this Google like I would any other celebrity and be like Steven Tyler's toes, comma, young.
I will not. Okay, I'm looking at Steven Tyler circa 1993. He does look. He looks like somebody that an up and coming, and I do mean up and coming. Rock musician would still get with, especially if Aerosmith was a big influence. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, this is interesting. We got two girls and one fugly toad Tyler. All right.
All right, question 4.
Wait, what was C?
C was Trent Rez.
Oh,
Trent
that's
Rezzy.
right. Yeah.
No votes for Trent.
That would have been a good one.
I don't know anything about that dude's love life.
Yes.
All right, question 4.
A lot of girls fucking went crazy for him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Question 4 is coming off the heels of the Super Mario Galaxy movie that just came out recently. I don't suppose any gents went to see that one, did you?
No. Say it again.
I don't go see
the Super Mario Galaxy animated movie.
No.
Gonna make another $1 billion. They think the first one did. But I took my kids. I took my kid and me and Ember took our kids to see it, and they loved it. They're like, fuck yeah. They're seeing a bunch of characters they know and shit. But like, the best part about it for me, I don't know if y'all remember, like, 80s kid, I loved Super Nintendo and shit. Do you remember when the Super Nintendo came out? They released the Super Scope 6, the bazooka peripheral.
The bazooka. Yeah, I do.
I wanted it so bad.
Never even saw one in person, but
it was garbage. It was so bad. But
all those peripherals were.
Yeah, there was always like a just cash grab. But that halfway through the movie, Mario is trying to stop something from happening, and he pulls out a fucking Super Scope 6 and tries and blasts somebody with it. And none of the kids get it. I hear about 6 old ass dads going, that was one of them.
I remember that piece of shit. Never got our hands on.
That's for dad, son.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Question 4. Jack Black and Donald Glover. They are in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And they have been going around all their press junkets saying that they are lobbying to create another movie based off of a Nintendo IP, an old NES game, and they're dead serious about it, and they want to be involved in it. What classic NES game are they hoping to have turned into a movie starring them? Is it A, Karnov?
Okay, well, there's a lot going on in that fucking game. It's like Clash of the Titans, like all the creatures.
Is it B, Duck Hunt?
That's such a prolific game.
Yeah,
But it all happens in one scene.
Snickering at you.
Is it C, Castlevania?
That'd be great. They got a Netflix show already.
Oh, you can do it. Yeah, the Netflix show
was great.
Amazing, yeah.
Or is it D, Spy versus Spy?
Oh. Okay.
It's in the living color, wasn't it?
What's the question again? Mad TV is what that was on.
They want to make they want to make another NES game into a movie, kind of like Mario in the Mario world. Karnov, Duck Hunt, Castlevania, or Spy versus Spy? Ronster.
Well, my heart wants to go with Karnov.
Of course.
But I can't. I feel like that might be the Ron Herring.
Perhaps.
Man, the Castlevania. I mean, obviously, are we talking an animated movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it could be anything. Fuck it. I'm not gonna know which way to go with this, so I'm going with my heart. Karnov. Make a fucking movie out of Karnov. I mean, I think the story behind Karnov was a Russian circus performer just ends up traveling through time and space and all these weird worlds with like mythological creatures, and that could be pretty amazing as a movie.
Would watch.
Yeah.
Especially with that bomb-ass soundtrack you keep mouthing.
Bling, 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 bling. It gets in your fucking head, man.
John Mark.
I think I'm going to go with Duck Hunt.
What?
Yeah.
You have a dog snickering and running around.
Oh, you know that dog's going to... You know someone's going to try to shoot that dog. Well, Hollywood loves to kill dogs. Maybe the dog will actually die in this one.
All right, Lyle.
It says it's all, man. It's a storytelling itself, man. Vampires and all that good shit. We're going Castlevania, brother.
I like it. Good choice.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid franchise to bank anything on. But they've already done it.
Let's see how you guys did here. Question 1. We were talking Sylvester Stallone, and Warner Brothers has announced the sequel to this fantastic movie. I think it came out in 1993. At 79 motherfucking years old, Sly Stallone is going to take on the role in Demolition Man once more.
No way.
I'm so pumped for this. They're bringing back Wesley Snipes.
I gotta look this up.
I haven't heard of Sandy Bullock's coming back on for another ride down Seashell Lane, but I'm here for it.
I don't think she's super busy.
Oh man, yeah.
Demolition Man too.
I mean, they pay her enough; she'll fucking come back. That was
did Taco Bell sponsor this movie?
Oh,
they got it.
They're gonna be a part of it. Yeah.
That'd be a perfect tie into like some of their retro. I mean, when did that original movie come out? 93?
93 or something?
Yeah, it was super early 90s.
Tie back into 1993 Taco Bell. That was the era for Taco Bell. Early to mid 90s Taco Bell was the shit.
Was that still 59, 79, 99?
Are you out of your mind? Let me look at that while you're going on, Chris. I'm going to look up 1993 Taco Bell menu.
You better make one now. A display.
Oh, did you see my big old McDonald's?
Beautiful.
It was satisfying to make.
Yeah, it was very satisfying to look at. Question 2. Back in late January, our old pal Yee took out an entire page in the Wall Street Journal, apologizing for his anti-Semitic rants and for promoting Nazi culture. He blamed these episodes on a traumatic brain injury he suffered in the 2000s.
Shit.
Yeah, should have went with your heart on that one, Ronster, not the Jews.
Should have went with my brain.
My favorite one to write, because it made sense. John Mark, coming in with the first point of the night.
Oh, you know what? I meant to go with that, but I blame the wrong choice on my traumatic brain injury. I feel like I should get a...
blame not doing my
blame the Jews if you need to.
We all come full circle.
Yeah.
Whole basis, Melissa Aufdumauer.
Yeah, nailed it.
In her new memoir. She said she never really had an orgasm from a man before this man came into her life, and it was Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
Dirty Dave.
I was thinking it was.
And that guy fucks. We've learned a lot about Dave Grohl fucking lately. He does 2 things well.
And you expect him to be monogamous? Come on, he's a rock star, and he can fucking give people orgasms and never had it before.
Yeah.
I'm only... Actually, I'm not kidding. If he took a vow of monogamy, then yes, you should expect him to be monogamous. But he shouldn't have expected him to be monogamous. I guess is more the point. By the way, I pulled up a... oh, go ahead.
Ron and John Mark got that correct. Well, I say John Mark has 2 points. Ron has 1.
Ah, damn it. No, looks like this was just past 59, 79, 99. Chicken soft tacos, 139. What's the cheapie? Well, wait a minute. Oh, crunchy tacos, 79. Soft tacos, 79. The Supremes are 99. So, yeah. I guess it must have been 59. Oh, I don't understand that because they're all priced the same.
Because they used to have that menu was the 59, 79, 99 menu.
Yeah, I'll look that up. Keep going, Chris. I'll look up the 59, 69, 79 or whatever.
Right.
59, 79, 99.
Lastly, Jack Black and Donald Glover currently starring the new Super Mario Galaxy flick, which is on pace to mint another $1 billion for Nintendo. During some of the pressers, Jack and Donald have been pitching their involvement in another Nintendo game revival. They really want this classic NES game to be turned into a movie that they're going to star in, and we were talking about Duck Hunter.
What?
Oh my god!
I don't fucking understand that. I don't know
Duck Hunt,
how they would do it.
the movie.
Okay, so think about it.
Duck Hunt.
How do you make a movie about the game Battleship? Right? They did that. How do you make a movie about Barbie? They did that.
That's true. People are going to show up to see how do you make a movie on Duck Hunt.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, John Mark.
Did any of you guys see the Minecraft movie?
Yeah, I saw it. I took my kids to see it.
Oh, he pitched it, but it's not.
Did you enjoy it at all? Was it?
I thought it was fun. I didn't hate it. I didn't enjoy it per se.
Which
I don't
movie?
ever enjoy this Minecraft.
Oh, I don't know anything about Minecraft.
I'm curious to watch it just because.
Do you play Minecraft?
Richard Linklater directed it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, interesting.
I didn't.
Yeah, and I only want to watch it because of that. But it's like, what are you doing, Richard Linklater? You know what I mean? Like, just
have a fucking edible and watch it. Did you ever play Minecraft, or you played much Minecraft?
I know what it is. I played it for like a second, but you know.
Okay, so no real significant time.
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit. Like, I play a lot with Logan, so even I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, look what they did there. Oh, that's that one thing from that one part. But
I think I know enough about it to get like most of the references and stuff, but it's just like
Well,
59,
done,
79. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Way to establish dominance right off the bat here. Boom.
Yeah, back into it. 59, 79, 99 was introduced in 1990, so it must have been just discontinued. By the time we got to 1993,
they're like, we're giving this stuff away. We gotta raise the prices.
We just sold at least $10 worth of Taco Bell on this episode.
So 2 tacos.
Oh, cool, tasty. All right, y'all. Well, that was a good catch up. We'll get back to a more focused program next week, or maybe we won't, because we'll be talking about 9/11, and that can go all over the map. We'll see how that shapes out. But until then, thanks for putting up with our absences and joining us whenever you do. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Chiefs, pull up Steven Tyler toes, young.
Don't make me lift the dome, Christopher.
My usual, please, Jeeves.
Be more specific. Is it Tuesday usual or Thursday usual? Because both know.
You,
All right. See y'all next week.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
My mic still sound like shit.
Yeah, buddy.